You know, some phrases are so familiar we barely even hear them anymore. But what if one of the most famous lines in Scripture isn't just a simple statement? What if it's a cosmic puzzle, a map of reality itself, just sitting there waiting for someone to decode it? Well, today, we're going to follow that map.
You've heard this one, right? From the Gospel of Matthew. And on the surface, it seems pretty straightforward. It's a statement about the limits of knowledge, a divine I don't know. But what if there's something much, much deeper going on here, something hidden in plain sight?
So this is the big question we're tackling today. Is this verse just a simple admission, hey, some things are unknowable? Or is it actually a precise description of the very structure of existence, of time, of consciousness itself? That's the mystery we're setting out to unravel.
Okay, let's start by kind of reframing the whole problem. Because according to our source material, this isn't about a lack of knowledge at all. Nope, it's a revelation. It's an encoded insight into the divine structure of everything and the fundamental nature of time itself.
See, the really crucial point here isn't who knows what. It's about where they are in relation to time. The verse is describing a relationship between a source, an observer, and the information flowing between them. It's a verse about physics as much as it is about faith. And that's where things get really interesting. So to crack this code, we have to go back to the original language. We have to look at these words, Father, Son, and Angel, not just as titles, but as what they really are, functional descriptions. They're the keys that are going to unlock this entire puzzle.
First up, the Father. Now, the original terms in Hebrew and Greek, they're not about biology, not at all. They're about metaphysics. Father means source, the ultimate origin point, the fountainhead from which all of reality and time itself flows.
Next, the Son. And again, this isn't about being a biological offspring, it means inheritor. The one who fully expresses the nature of the source, but, and this is key, does so within the system, actually experiencing the flow of time that the Father originates.
And finally, we have the angel. The original words here literally just mean messenger. So try to picture an angel not as a being with wings, but as a conduit for information, a signal, traveling from the source through space-time.
Okay, so now that we've got these roles redefined, a source, an inheritor, and a message, you can start to see the structure taking shape, right? But to unlock that final piece of the puzzle, we have to look to a field that seems totally unrelated, modern physics. Because it turns out our basic gut-level intuition about time is just wrong.
We all feel it, right? We feel like time is this absolute, constant clock, just ticking away for everybody at the same rate. But over a century ago, Einstein proved that's simply not true. Time is relative. It is completely observer-dependent. How you experience time literally changes depending on how you're moving. There's no such thing as a universal now.
And this isn't just a theory, it's a real, measurable effect. It's called time dilation. The faster you move through space, the slower you move through time, at least relative to someone who's standing still. It means everyone, everywhere in the universe, is experiencing time at a slightly different rate. Wild, right?
And it isn't just speed that does this. Gravity bends time too. The stronger the gravitational pull, the slower time flows. So if you could have a hypothetical point of infinite gravity, which our source connects to the ultimate source of all being, well, time wouldn't just slow down, it would stop. Completely.
Okay, so now, let's bring the ancient clues and the modern science together. This is the moment. This is where the puzzle pieces finally click into place, and the true meaning of that verse just reveals itself.
Here it is, the grand synthesis. The Father, as the source, is like the timeless invariant field, the ultimate reference frame where time itself stands still. The Son, the inheritor, is the observer who is moving within that field, experiencing the passage of time. And the angels, the messengers, well, they're the signals, like a beam of light, that travel through time, carrying information from the source to the observer.
You can even think about this using information theory. It's so elegant. The Father is the emitter, holding the entire message from the very beginning. The Son acts as the receiver, experiencing that message sequentially, bit by bit, as it arrives. The angels are just the relays carrying the signal. And it makes perfect sense, right? A signal can never know its own destination before it gets there. It literally cannot outrun its origin.
So, with this brand new lens, this incredible synthesis of theology and physics, let's go all the way back to where we started and see that verse in its full, profound light.
It's not a hierarchy of knowledge anymore, is it? It's a statement of cosmological fact. Only the source, which exists completely outside of time's flow, can perceive the total geometry of time. The sun and the angels, by their very nature of being within time, can't. It's not that they're not allowed to know, it's that from their reference frame, it's impossible to know. So the sun's not knowing isn't a limitation. It's a description of his position. It's the absolutely profound act of the infinite source choosing to enter a finite, time-bound reference frame. He's participating in duration, in the slow, beautiful unfolding of time, so that all of creation can experience eternity through him.
And this brings us to the final, really mind-bending idea. The Father isn't an entity who knows the hour. The Father, as the timeless source, is the hour, the total structure of space-time itself. To know the future is to be the future. So what does it truly mean to live inside a reality where time itself is just the unfolding of a single eternal I am?